Hello, and welcome to carbonwhy, the channel that's catered to those who are avid lifelong learners. My channel explores the how, what, where, why the world works the way it does. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so that you can get notified of my next video. In this week's episode, we found out about the rise of 7-Eleven. Convenience stores, as we know it, might not have been this way if it weren't for 7-Eleven. Home of the 64-ounce double gulp and the pina colada Slurpee, 7-Eleven has paved the way for convenience stores. The 90-year-old brand we all know and love, 7-Eleven, is launched its first Evolution store in March 2019. The redesigned venue features a Growler station with craft beer, a taqueria, and scan and pay technology that allows customers to completely bypass the checkout line. 83% of products sold at convenience stores are usually consumed within the hour, but 7-Eleven hopes that its new store concept will redefine the future of convenience shopping. 7-Eleven, the largest convenience store in the US, got its start in Dallas, Texas, all the way back in 1927, when Jefferson Green, known as Uncle Johnny, who ran the local Southland Ice Company, had the idea that in addition to selling ice, he would also offer customers things like milk, eggs, and cigarettes. And so he opened the first ever convenience store. In 1937, the Southland Ice Company expanded to include some of its other properties and named it Totem Stores. A decade later, Jefferson renamed the store 7-Eleven to reflect the store's extended hours. And in the 1950s, 7-Eleven expanded beyond Texas to Florida, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, and fuel was added to its wide variety of products. The convenience store industry's biggest growth began during the late 50s alongside the growth of the suburbs, when communities were growing larger and people used convenience store to pick up fill-in items. That's why they were called mini-marts back in the day, because it was basically a little grocery store. By 1963, 7-Eleven had 1,000 locations, and by 1969 it had expanded to 3,500 stores. While it was expanding, they were also innovating its products offerings too. In 1965, the chain launched the world's first coffee to go and its iconic Slurpee. And by the 1970s, it introduced self-service gas at choice locations. In 1980, the brand launched its 32-ounce Big Gulp drink. The brand also expanded overseas, but with the increasing competition and approaching $5 billion in debt, 7-Eleven's parent company filed for bankruptcy protection. Southland Corporation sold controlling interest in its retail stores to its Japanese partners, Ito-Yokado, Japan's second-largest supermarket chain and majority owner of 7-Eleven Japan. And in 2005, 7-Eleven Incorporated became a wholly-owned subsidiary of 7-Eleven Japan. By 2013, consumers all around the world were flocking to 7-Eleven stores, and the chain generated $84 billion in sales. In 2018, the US 7-Eleven had its 16th consecutive year of record in-store sales. Shoppers see convenience stores as a quick fix for that item they forgot to pick up, whether it's eggs, milk, or a loaf of bread, or items they need last minute like toilet paper. Convenience stores are close to home. There are no long lines to stand and wait in, and, well, it's convenient. The lockdown had a pretty big impact on all things retail, and convenience stores were no different. But more than that, the lockdown completely redefined what convenience was. With people panic buying and stocking up to avoid crowded grocery stores and staying closer to home due to lockdowns, things might be looking up for the convenience store industry. Convenience stores in the US make up about a third of the retail stores, and 165 million customers visit convenience stores each day. The production offering has expanded over the years too, as things like health and wellness and locally sourced foods became more important to consumers. The incredible growth and reach of convenience stores have even influenced the big players in the retail game like Home Depots, Target, Walmart, and Amazon to experiment with the idea. In 2018, 7-Eleven completed its $3.3 billion purchase of over 1,000 stores from Sunoco. Then, in August 2020, the company announced that it entered into an agreement to acquire 3,900 Speedway stores from Marathon Petroleum for $21 billion. 7&I Holdings, owner of 7-Eleven, said the deal would bring its store count in both the US and Canada to about 14,000. By the end of 2020, 7-Eleven either operated in, franchised, or licensed over 71,000 stores in 17 different countries. Though mom-and-pop shops make up almost 2/3 of convenience stores in the US, the industry is dominated by just a few big players, with 7-Eleven being the largest, with its 9,364 stores. Alimentation Couche-Tard, which includes Circle K, comes in second with 5,933 stores. Then Speedway, the retail arm of Marathon Petroleum Corporation, comes in third with its 3,900 stores. And Casey's General Stores comes fourth with its 2,181 stores. Some convenience stores are even more popular than others, depending on what part of the US you're in. Like on the East Coast, Sheetz and Wawa are the favorites. And down south, it's Racetrack and a few others. But December 2020 saw a 1.6% decrease in the amount of convenience stores in the US, coming in at just over 150,000 stores. This was attributed to the contraction in retail and the decline in single-store operators because of lockdowns and restrictions. Analysts say that while the smaller mom-and-pop stores suffered losses, the overall industry trend is towards larger corporate chains. Analysts say that convenience stores operate on razor-thin margins. Consumers might often see higher prices at convenience stores because of things like higher distribution costs and less customers buying in bulk. Also, convenience stores operate in places that are, well, convenient, which means prime locations with high real estate values. US convenience stores saw a 1% decrease in 2019, leaving them with sales just north of $640 billion. Fuel sales made up 61% of revenue, and the remaining came from products sold inside the stores. For in-store sales, things like cigarettes and other tobacco products accounted for 34.4%, prepared food and coffee made up 25.4%, packed beverages like soda made 14.8%, snacks and candy came up to 2% while beer was 7.4%, and miscellaneous things like laundry detergent made up the remainder. 7-Eleven, which includes 12,000 stores in North America, had pulled in revenue of $25 billion for the fiscal year 2019. That's 67% more than in 2015. 7-Eleven saw a drop in pre-work visits at the start of the lockdown in 2020. Less people came in to buy a quick coffee or breakfast to go. Instead, it saw consumers buying in bulk. People were stocking up and mass buying because of the lockdown, and stores saw an increase in the average cart size. Consumers were even buying more of the products that they typically would have bought from grocery stores instead, because they didn't want to deal with waiting in long, crowded lines. The convenience store industry has seen a variety of new entrants from large corporations since the mid-2000s. And in 2018, Amazon launched its take on convenience with an automated grocery store called Amazon Go. The store uses the same tech used in self-driving cars and offers ready-to-eat meals and household essentials. Amazon Go must have been successful because by January 2021, there were over 24 Amazon Go locations across the US. Big names like Walmart and Home Depot also tried to get into the convenience store industry with varying degrees of success. With its long hours and convenient locations, convenience stores aren't called convenient for no reason. But to up their game and attract a whole new generation of customers, 7-Eleven and other retailers like Wawa and Sheetz are adding healthier food options and a restaurant experience to their playbook. These stores are transforming themselves into more ready-to-eat food offerings rather than just a traditional convenience store last-minute items. In September 2014, 7-Eleven entered a partnership with Tony Horton, a celebrity fitness expert you might know as the creator of Beachbody P90X, to develop a line of healthy sandwiches, salads, wraps, and cold-pressed juices. The company opened its first Evolution store concept in Dallas, Texas in March 2019. The new store featured made-to-order smoothies, fresh croissants, and even a little nook dedicated to wine and craft beers. The store also incorporated a Laredo Taco Company taqueria that the company bought from Sunoco in 2018 as part of the 1,000-store acquisition. By January 2021, 7-Eleven had 5 Evolution stores in Dallas, Washington, D.C., and Manhattan, with plans to add 10 more venues throughout 2021. 7-Eleven also updated its delivery app, which was launched in 2017, which allows customers the option to pay for their order in advance. Changing consumer behaviors due to lockdowns has definitely had an impact on the company. On January 12, 2021, during a third-quarter earnings call, Ryuichi Isaka, the president of 7 & I Holdings, said that even though the lockdowns have slowed food traffic in the 7-Eleven US stores, consumer spending was up 20% compared to last year. there were spikes in the sale of frozen foods, alcoholic beverages, family-size ice creams, and large beverages. By the end of September 2020, 7-Eleven Incorporated had an operating income of $888 million, that's 6% more than in 2019. 7-Eleven implemented curbside pickup and delivery during the lockdowns, which is yet one more thing that makes the store so convenient. And after the lockdowns end, consumers are definitely still going to want to use that option because it's just so convenient. The value of convenience has never been higher than right now, but the problem is every other retail store in the game, whether it's a big player or a small family-owned one, wants to play, and no one wants to be the inconvenience store. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and watch these videos that might pique your interest. Thank you for your support.